Hey, this is Meredith's husband. I've got some SEO advice for you, but I'm going to keep it really simple so that you can understand it, so it makes sense, and most importantly, so you can actually use it. Do you know what we're talking about today?
More AI!
That's exactly correct.
I can read the sign that he just put up.
So, in the last, I think it's a week,
hour,
maybe 2 weeks, there has been a fairly significant shift in the way Google is displaying results, specifically in the results that are generated by Google's AI. This is called SGE, Search Generative Experience.
Search generative, different from SEO, SGE.
So these are the results when you do a search in Google.
Yeah.
Some accounts will get a generative response, a response generated by AI.
Is that the one that has a paragraph on the top?
No, yes. Although it could be a paragraph, it could be a bunch of steps, it could be...
Yes.
It used to be
query is.
It used to be the featured snippet.
Right.
Used to go into this area. Now that area, featured snippets are gone, by the way.
Oh.
The search generative experience has replaced it.
What was the snippet? Where did that come from?
That just came from other websites. It usually came from the top few ranked websites.
Okay.
The search generative experience is not all that different in what it's doing, but it delivers a whole lot better results.
Oh, that's good.
In the last week to 2 weeks,
very recent,
what has happened is the number of search results that result in an SGE, a search generative response, increased by 65%.
Say that again?
So far, the search generative experience is not always there.
Okay.
It's rolled out to mainly the free accounts. Like you have a Google Suite business account, and so do I.
Sweet.
If we are logged into that account, we will not see those search generative results.
Are we protected from them?
Yeah, well, we're not. It's kind of like it's in beta, and they're rolling it out to the free customers first. So if you were to log into Google with your free Gmail account, you then would see those results, or at least summertime you would see those results.
Summertime.
Now, the percentage of time that those search generative experience results are shown increased by 65%. At like one point, it was like a light switch, and all of a sudden they shot up.
Is that merely because they're getting better at it? Or
Yes, they are getting better at it. But the rumor is that they are about to take it out of beta, and they are about to make it official, and they are about to announce it at Google's upcoming event.
Which is when?
I don't know exactly. It's one of Google's annual. It's called the I/O event. So it's expected that they're going to announce that this is coming out of beta.
Out of Vega.
It's coming out of beta and rolling out to everyone. That's what Google calls their beta programs, is beta.
Beta. Yeah. Only we know this.
Yeah. They don't know it yet, but that's what they're going to do after hearing this.
Clearly.
So this is going to be a big shift.
Yeah.
And in particular, this is going to mean less traffic is going to websites, and more people are just going to get the results they need right on Google. So they're not leaving Google. So you're going to get less traffic in general.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
There are advantages and disadvantages. I'm going to tell you what it means for you as a local business owner and what to do about it.
Thank you.
First, I said there's going to be basically less traffic coming from Google. Now, does this matter to you as a local business owner? Well, yes and no. Not for when people search. Let's say people do a search for like New York City wedding photographers.
Okay.
Google is not going to show an AI result there and try to keep people on Google. It's going to be the same. Like Google is going to send or at least present those wedding photographer websites to people. Okay. Google's not going to be like, here's the AI response for that.
Yeah. What else do you want to know?
Yeah. It understands that you're looking for a service, that you're searching for something. Now, where it might come into effect is in your blog traffic. So if you're answering questions in your blog, you're giving out information, which I hope you are.
You're being a resource.
Yes, exactly. You're being a resource. You are probably going to get less traffic to your blog for searches like that because Google is going to try to answer those questions with their AI. Now, you might ask then, well, then why should I continue blogging if I'm not even...
Why should I continue blogging if I'm not
That's a great question, Meredith.
You're welcome.
The answer to that is that Google AI needs to get their information somewhere. They need a source. Your blog can be a source for Google to get this information. It's kind of the same as the featured snippets, but whereas the featured snippets they basically cut and pasted some information from one site, Google AI is going to take info from like all the websites and summarize it. Now, Meredith has a very puzzled look on her face. What you want your blog to do is you want it to be a source, a trusted source by Google when it is generating those results.
Right.
And even if Google is not sending that traffic to your website, you have become a trusted source for Google. So you see what happens when people do a search for New York City wedding photographers, you are already a trusted source.
If I did weddings, yes.
If you did weddings.
I would be.
Remember what Danny Sullivan said?
No.
Months ago? Danny, he was the one who said, hey, big changes are coming.
Big changes are coming.
Back in like October, November of last year, he said some big things are coming. But if you're doing good stuff, don't worry about it. It's only if you're trying to trick Google that you're going to find yourself in trouble.
Was he wrong?
No, he was absolutely right. I mean,
that's what I was waiting for. And turns out.
I just wanted to point this out. Put what's happening, what I just told you about, the search generative experience, the AI results coming from Google, put it in that context. Okay. Remember what he said because it's important.
Right. Okay.
Because when he said that, now looking back, looking at the news that has been released, it was right as they were completing, as Google says, hundreds of thousands of tests to identify and de-rank AI-generated content.
So it was means
it was right at the end of all those tests that Danny Sullivan said this. So this is one thing this means is that don't generate your content with AI because Google does not want to generate their own AI with other people's AI.
Right.
Okay. So
all these websites that are like, we'll write your blogs.
Yes.
Simple AI. Tell us what you want to say and we'll generate it.
Well, I mean, in some sense, like if you're putting zero effort into that, like it's a one-click solution.
Yeah.
You're kind of going to get what you pay for. Not that you're paying for it, but if you put in zero effort, don't expect a miracle on the other side. Okay.
Right. No pain, no
We've
gain.
talked about this many times.
Flashback 80s.
But it's super important to remember.
Yeah.
That's like the number one rule of SEO is do things for users. Don't do things because you think they're good for SEO. And when these tools promise, one-click solution to do your SEO, does that sound like you're doing something for users? No, it's the exact opposite of what Google wants to see you do and what it's going to reward.
Right. And we must listen and heed the Google.
To me, this makes SEO easier.
Oh.
Especially with blogging. This kind of makes all of SEO easier, at least in terms of what content I create for my own website. I know exactly. I can go, because usually there's a big question. What do I create? What do I blog about?
Right.
If more and more of those types of searches are going to result in Google giving AI results, I can go directly to Google and just do some keyword research and figure out exactly what people are asking. Exactly, down to the percentage. Keyword research, all that information comes from Google. So if I think of a topic, I just go to Google and I plug in that topic.
Vegan ice cream.
And I can find out all the questions that people are asking about vegan ice cream. I know exactly what to answer. I know exactly the questions that Google needs to answer. And I can provide exactly that information. I don't need to guess about what to write about.
Wait a second. So let's say you want to know about vegan ice cream.
Yeah, right.
And you go to Google.
I do keyword research.
Okay.
So I go to SEMrush. Or I could you can go directly to Google Ads and use their keyword planning tool, but it's not very user-friendly. Okay. But you do keyword research and you just type in vegan ice cream, and it's going to give you back, if you're using SEMrush, the tool you want to use is the keyword magic tool. And it's going to tell you all the related searches around vegan ice cream, including all the questions that people are asking.
Oh, really?
And it's going to give you the volume so you know how popular, how many times certain questions are being asked. So now your blog about vegan ice cream, you have an outline almost exactly of the questions that you need to answer.
Whoa.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, now that makes sense.
Because
just have to make it
when I thought
vegan ice cream.
Because people are in general complaining left and right about, Google is trying to keep more traffic for themselves and they're going to send less traffic to websites.
Yes.
But I see this as it's like having a crystal ball
Right.
telling you exactly what you need to blog about.
Very clever,
Anyway, that's what I would do.
inspiring. That's a great idea. Now, all of a sudden, hopefully there will be thousands of blogs about vegan ice cream.
Yeah, so you do need to learn how to do a little bit of keyword research.
Right. Do you have a place for people to maybe go to?
Yeah, we've done some episodes on that. In the show notes, I will put those episodes.
Yes.
And I will put a link to a blog that I have about how to do keyword research.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Okay, stop recording.
Hey, thank you so much for listening. We really hope that you find this helpful and useful. And if you do, what you could do for us as a thanks would be to, drumroll please, yes, leave a review. Yes, everybody says it, I know, but it really does make a difference. Take 3 seconds, leave as many stars, say something really nice about what you like about the podcast and maybe why other people would like it. It would mean the world to us, especially my husband. That better? All right, I'm going to try one where I'm not going to be charming.